Hello, this is David Wilhelm, and today I'm here to talk to you about the preview of the AFC and NFC Championship games. First off, we're going to start with the Chiefs-Patriots game. Now this one, if you had to ask me who wins right now, Chiefs or Patriots, I'm going to lean towards the Chiefs. Tom Brady has lost most of his games on the road this season, actually. He lost to the Lions, Titans, and all these bad teams, and that's just not good for me if I'm picking a game, especially this big of a game. I mean, I never want to count out Tom Brady or Bill Belichick, but when you look at who they've lost to and how they've lost to them on the road, they're just not the same this year at all. And in Tom Brady's history, his last 3 championship games that he went on the road, he lost. And he's looked bad. I think Kansas City gets it done. Both teams are drastically different from their matchup on Sunday Night Football. That was the Patriots win 43-40 in Gillette. But this one's an Arrowhead. It's going to be cold. The Chiefs' defense is one of the worst on the road. But at home, they're not been bad. They haven't let up more than 30 points. And I think the Patriots are going to have to put up more than 30 points. And I don't see them being able to do that. I don't think they're fast enough on defense to stop Tyreek Hill, Travis Kelce, and all their weapons, and Sammy Watkins back now. But the biggest difference for me is having Justin Houston and Eric Berry back. To me, that is a game changer. I mean, they don't have Kareem Hunt, which just tears up the Patriots defense every time, it seems like. But they do have Damian Williams that did rush for over 100 yards against the Colts. That did not allow a 100-yard rusher until last week. So they can run the ball with Damian Williams and be fine. And the Patriots don't have Josh Gordon anymore. So if they double team Edelman or Gronk, which Gronk's a shell of himself, I would put Eric Berry on Gronk. I think you could take Gronk out of the game, honestly. Edelman, he drops a lot. He's past his prime. But if you leave him open, I mean, if you leave anybody open, they're going to kill you. So don't take Edelman lightly. But other than that, you stop James White. I don't like Sonny Michel. I'm just not a big fan of him yet. I think he's a product of the system more so than talent. But that's just my opinion on him. James White is a stud, though. For real. But if you just break it down to Patrick Mahomes and Tom Brady this season, you're going to go with Patrick Mahomes. If you're just a casual sports fan and you look at it, take everything away from what Tom Brady's done in his career, you just look at their seasons and the stats, and you put them head to head, there's no way you're taking the Patriots. No way you're taking the Patriots. So that's why I think I'm going to lean with the Chiefs. But this kind of feels like a must-win game for Andy Reid as well. I mean, he's probably the best head coach never to win anything. So I think he's really got some pressure to win this, because I don't know if he's going to get another chance. So Andy Reid, Patrick Mahomes, they've got a lot on store. But back to Tom Brady. 0-3 in his last championship games. Last week just embarrassed the Chargers. The Chargers, 7 DB defense, got embarrassed. They were not big enough to stop the run, which is bad on Gus Bradley's part of the Chargers. Because if you know you're not big enough to stop the run with the offensive linemen, put in more linebackers and shut down the run and make Brady beat you. I mean, you got no pressure on him whatsoever. And that is your problem. It's just kind of embarrassing to me, I think. Because I feel like you should have been able to, get pressure with Joey Bosa and Melvin Ingram. But you couldn't. That's embarrassing if I'm the Chargers. Yeah, a lot of people were picking the Chargers to win just because of talent. And it just shows you that Belichick put together a good game plan. But on the road, it's a different animal. So that's why I still want to say Chiefs win. 28-23. Chiefs win. Now, to the NFC side, Saints and Rams. I think the Saints will win, but I'm nervous for this game. The Rams overall probably have better talent, the better players. But the Saints at home, Sean Payton, Drew Brees, never lost a playoff game at home. Sean McVay's still young. Jared Goff last year lost on the road to the Falcons. I don't like Jared Goff in this spot because I think the Saints defense can shut down Todd Gurley like they did earlier in the season. So I think Jared Goff's going to have to beat him, and without Cooper Kupp, I don't know if the Rams can do it without Cooper Kupp. I think Drew Brees and Sean Payton are just too good to be at the Superdome. I really do. But let's get back to it. C.J. Anderson last week outperformed Todd Gurley, which is really surprising because he was signed 2 weeks or the week before the season ended when Todd Gurley was injured, and they were arresting him, and they brought C.J. in probably just to be a back. They probably had no plans on keeping him in the playoffs or using him that much, but he's looked really, really good lately. And he was with the Panthers early in the season, and he was with another team. It might have been the Raiders, but don't quote me on that. But both teams cut him, and then that's how the Rams ended up with him. And he's like transformed back into like the Denver Bronco, C.J. Anderson, which is really odd out of nowhere. Maybe it's the Rams' offensive line. Maybe it's Sean McVay's innovation and knowing how to use him. Maybe it's a little bit of everything. But he has been really impressive in Los Angeles in his couple games there. Now, the Rams' defense, they've got big names. Ndamukong Suh, Aaron Donald, Marcus Peters, Aqib Talib. They've got big studs on defense. But yeah, their defense has been kind of wishy-washy this year. Now, both teams have really been rattled since they've met. Saints, when they played Dallas, in Dallas, and they lost 13-10, the offense never really seemed to recover. Their defense has been playing lights out, though. It's like their roles reversed after that game, which is really odd. So I'm curious to see how the Saints offense works tomorrow. But the Rams have been struggling as well. I mean, they got beat by the Bears. That was a Sunday night game. Jared Goff looked terrible. And then against the Eagles at home on another Sunday night game. The Eagles just won up front on that defensive line and just completely rattled Jared Goff's confidence. And Jared Goff just made tons of mental mistakes. Which is why I'm saying I think the Saints have got enough talent on the defensive line to stop the run like they did earlier in the season. I think they can get just enough pressure to get Goff to turn the ball over once or twice. And I think the Saints could win in a fairly low-scoring game, I believe. I don't think it's going to be a huge scoring game, but I think it could be 30-23. I don't think we're going to see the points explosion like we did earlier in the season. That's all I got for you guys today. See you next week.